Taurus, how are we today? Just looking at all things love for you this week. See what's going on for you when it comes to, the way you're presenting love to yourself and all that fun stuff. Any connections that might want to come through, anything you need to know in regards to love. I will be using the Celtic cross layout today, but making it my own a little bit here because I will be using the Divine Goddess Messages Oracle with that. I'm also using the Weird World Lenormand today, which is actually, I've got two decks in one, so we do get double up messages come through with that. But I will also grab a couple of extra cards for you today from the Love Confession Oracle. Okay, Taurus, make sure you do leave a comment on the video so you go in the draw for that free personal reading, running that all throughout November. So leave a comment on all the videos in November and you will get multiple entries. Okay, I will draw all your cards out first and we'll go from there. All right, so Taurus energy. What does Taurus need to know in regards to love? Love energy for our Taurus, please. Starting off with Taurus's present energy in love. Oh, okay. What's behind Taurus in love? What's in the past for Taurus when it comes to love? What's in the future? Can I clarify the future, please? Thank you. Okay. What's crossing you, challenging you when it comes to love, Taurus? What's beneath you in your subconscious and the ideal desired outcome for you here? Clarify that, please. Okay. I'm getting some specific messages coming through here, Taurus, but we'll draw the 4 standalone cards, starting with your advice for love, Taurus. The external influences, clarify that, please. Your hopes and fears when it comes to love, clarify that, please. And the outcome, clarify that, please. My gosh, Taurus, so much extra clarification necessary for you today. I am picking up, Taurus, you're being a little bit stubborn. Sorry to call you out like that, but I am getting a lot of stubborn energy. Pardon me. Especially when, I'm getting that many clarifications necessary throughout the reading. I'm like, we're struggling to get the messages out, if that makes sense. We're struggling to be clear and concise about what we want to say when it comes to love. Your present energy when it comes to love, we have the fertility card, Taurus. Okay, and that says the seeds that you plant now will grow and thrive. All right, so it's not necessarily talking about actual, having a baby type fertility. This is, the seeds that you're planting, the little actions that you're taking now are going to grow and develop into other things. All right, so needing to be very aware of what's going on when it comes to what you're planting. All right, the seeds that you're creating here. The challenge that you're facing at the moment, Taurus, we have the fox coming through, challenging your energy, which the fox doesn't want to plant seeds. The fox wants to just do whatever it needs to do to survive. It doesn't actually plan it for the future. It just does what it needs to do right here, right now. So you're being a little bit challenged by your own independence and your own energy of, wanting to race around kind of thing. It's kind of, for some of you, when you've heard me say the seeds that you plant now, you are kind of in that energy of, I just want to go and plant all my seeds everywhere. I feel like that's specifically for a male Taurus that might be watching, that you're in a bit of player mode, right? You're just wanting to spread your seed across the world right now and come what may. So be careful with that. Because that is actually challenging you right now. Tongue twisted today. But it is going to present challenges for you. All right, because, be careful that those seeds that you plant, they may grow into something that you're not prepared to deal with. All right, because they may actually create situations and connections that end up being long-term connections because of repercussions. Okay, so you do need to be very, very careful of that, Taurus, and be a little bit more insular, you know, hold back, keep it to yourself a little bit. Not going to lie, all right? Because in your subconscious energy, we do have the flowers. So you're in this giving, sharing, giving kind of energy. The subconscious energy is you just want to give and give and give, but you're giving to too much. All right, you need to actually slow down so that you can start receiving back as well. It's not just about giving and giving of yourself. You do need to actually allow that to have the reciprocal effect and receive. Be a bit more open to receive. Okay, because what's kind of happening for you at the moment, Taurus, is you're giving and you're giving and you're giving, but you're not stopping there long enough to receive. You're like, okay, well, I've given everything I can give here. Now I'm moving on to the next thing. And give and give and give. Gave too much. Moving on to the next thing. Giving, giving. Where does your cup get filled, Taurus? You need to actually slow down and stop and allow yourself to open up to receive. Okay, especially with what I'm seeing here, because there are some internal challenges in that aspect of, you know, opening up and being open to receive love. Okay, because in the past here, we have the lilies. So this kind of tells me that there's a long-standing issue around the way that you are emotionally intimate or open yourself up, the way that you're vulnerable. Okay, because vulnerability is coming through as past issues that are still connected to where you are at the moment. All right, that you're haven't been kind to yourself in a way that is sustainable. Being kind. It's coming through very muchly as this stopping to receive kind of message that, you know, in the past you've felt like I've been very openly you know, vulnerable and honest, and it's gotten me nowhere. So now I'm just going to, you know, give and give and give and not actually stop and receive, because every time, you know, that happens, it ends up in the past and ends up long gone kind of thing is what's coming through here. But you actually want to receive that, because we have your ideal desired outcome. We have the masculine and the lily. So you do actually want to receive that, but you're trying to really control the way that you receive it. Okay, this is kind of that love language thing a little bit, where it's like, if someone's not giving to you in a specific way that you understand, you're saying, oh, well, they're not giving to me at all, so then moving on to the next. So you need to be a little bit more controlling of your own self and controlling. You know, you do desire that control of the intimacy. It does seem to be coming through here that you're kind of being you know, you're desiring to be a little bit more controlling of the intimacy that you receive and the vulnerabilities that you open yourself up to. But when it comes to love, Taurus, that doesn't always work. All right, love comes from heart space. It doesn't come from up here. You know, you can be as intelligent as you want when it comes to love, but sometimes that does not work. All right, so you need to just be careful about the way that you're trying to control the level of intimacy by moving away as soon as someone starts giving to you, especially if they're not giving to you in a way that you immediately understand. Okay, so if you're a gift giver and you receive love by receiving gifts, for example, that's usually an easy one to use as an example here. That you go, you meet somebody, you gift them, you know, all the things in the world, the flowers, the jewelry, the chocolate, the dates, the all that sort of stuff. You gift them all these things, but then a week before your birthday, you're like, they're not giving to me, so I'm out. Without you sort of knowing that they have an amazing collection of gifts ready to give to you, or you know, or maybe they're not even a gift giver, but because they don't give you a gift, they're giving you an expression of their love. You just don't get it, and you're like, that didn't cost you anything, so it's not worth anything to me, but it was worth everything to that person. Like, they might have spent hours making you a beautiful, heartfelt kind of gift, but you just didn't receive it because you're like, but that wasn't $1,000 watch that I wanted, that kind of thing. So you just need to be very, I hate to say it, but you need to be a little bit careful of the selfishness at the moment, because the independence and the fox can also talk about selfishness, and you are being a little bit challenged by that right now. So there may be a little bit of inner work that you're needing to consider in order to, rather than control the emotional side of yourself, control the selfish parts of yourself where you're telling yourself you're not giving and receiving in ways that suit you, so therefore it's not good enough. You'll kind of feel like you're doing what needs to be done, but you're maybe doing the bare minimum and you're not actually doing what actually needs to be done, if that makes sense. You're giving in ways that that person doesn't care about the same way that you care about, and you're receiving in ways that they don't understand. So really needing to sort of maybe do some extra little bits of work here. It does sort of feel about your selfishness keeps coming up. It's not so much selfishness. It's that's how you've survived. It's not necessarily, selfishness is not necessarily a bad thing, but you do need to start taking into account other people, like, and doing your work. All right, just doing your work, because the future energy we have here for you is doing your work. We have the mountain and the clouds, which is doing your work. Okay, that if you don't want to face these blockages in love, that you do need to put in the work, and you need to think about ways that you can find alternate routes to solve these challenges that you're facing in love. Think about other perspectives. The clouds talks about the way that you think about things, and kind of giving me this message of, like, if your long-term goal is that you want intimacy and you want that on an emotional level, why do you keep telling yourself you need to put intimacy in the past when that's actually something that you want? That's the end goal, but you're kind of putting it in the past, like, oh, that doesn't work for me, so I'm just going to move past that. But then that's actually going against your own self here, Taurus. So you really just need to find some new ways of looking at things, because the more that you're overthinking and trying to be logical and rational, the more that's tripping you up. All right, you need to actually start thinking about, what are the emotional ways I can deal with situations rather than the logical ways, following your heart and intuition a little bit more to put in the work, and to be actually consciously aware that I'm willing to put in the work to learn a little bit more about love within myself and what I want in love. It feels like there's this disconnect between what you actually want and desire, and the way that you're going about getting those things. There's some sort of disconnect there. All right, especially your advice here. We have the key. Open up a little bit more. Open up your heart. Open up to your heart. This is, a lot of opportunities are sitting there that will lead you to success. You just need to unlock yourself. You need to open the door to be able to get to those opportunities. You're kind of holding your heart in a cage at the minute, Taurus, and you do need to open your heart space a little bit here, and move into a more heart space rather than head space when it comes to love. The external influences we have here, we have the feminine and the tree coming through as the external influences. I am hearing a woman say, grow up, Taurus, kind of thing. So there is some healing and some growth that needs to be done in regard to this feminine energy, the emotional energy, the nurturing the emotions, allowing emotion. That's what needs to be nurtured and taken care of, and healed, grown, matured within your own self, is the emotional component. Okay. So that, and I am feeling, though, that for some of you, this is emotions telling you to grow up, external. So there may even be people in your life saying, just grow up, Taurus. You're not being mature. You grow up and understand that feelings are okay. Like, I am getting that there may be people around you actually saying that to some of you. The hopes and the fears that we have here. The tree. Clarified by the birds. For some of you, this is therapy. Okay. That's the fear that I need therapy, that I need to get help with my issues. I don't want to allow myself to admit that I need help. That's a big fear coming through here. You want to grow and you want to mature and you want to heal, but you're fearful of having those conversations and of doing the work. So we need to do the work. All right, the outcome we have for you here. The bear, clarified by the book. Okay, so you're learning. The outcome is that you will learn how to stand tall and strong and firm and nurture yourself. Have healthy boundaries, not boundaries where you let people take and take and take, or where you give too much, or where you allow someone to take advantage of your vulnerabilities. No, you learn healthy boundaries. You learn how to nurture the emotions, the emotional side of yourself, as well as the masculine side. Okay, you're learning a lot more about what it means to be confident and strong, and mama bear kind of energy that you will get there. Okay, you will get there. It is just, I'm not going to lie, Taurus, there is a little bit of work needing to be done here when it comes to the way that you yourself perceive love and approach love. Okay, where maybe thinking about love in a way that is negative, and that it just, the feelings are too much. So therefore, I'm going to put the feelings in the past and just be this fox, this masculine energy. And that's not working for you. You need to take that into consideration, Taurus. It's not about being just masculine energy. It's not about being just feminine energy. We need a balance. And that's just what's sort of coming through for you here, is that you're needing to learn a little bit more about how to find that balance, how to really connect to your soul and trust that the emotions should not be put in the past. They should be, that's part of what you want and desire, is that emotional connection. So if you have no emotions, how are you supposed to have an emotional connection? Okay, like, sorry for calling you out a little bit here, Taurus. But we'll grab a couple of extra cards for you. Taurus, any extra messages for Taurus in regards to love? I'm not going to lie, these this week the messages have been rough for some of you. Confronting. I love the way you dress. Dress to impress, Taurus. For some of you, that's you being very attracted to the way that others hold themselves. See the outcome as the bear? The bear is I love the way you dress. That's looking at someone and seeing their strength and their confidence. They're standing tall and confident in who they are, no matter what they're wearing. It's not about the actual clothing. It's about the way that they're holding themselves. And this is your outcome. So you're going to be able to embody that which you love about others. You're getting there, Taurus. It's not all, there is hard work to do it, but you will get there, all right? I spy on your social media. Someone definitely wants to keep tabs on you, see what's going on with you, see if they can find another way in. This one's been coming out a lot this week because, it is retrograde. So a lot of us do have, things from the past creeping back around. And there is definitely someone creeping around on your social media or trying. I kind of feel like they're trying to, because there's a Taurus here that doesn't have social media, and someone's trying to creep on you, but they can't find you. Okay, so That's what I've got for you today, Taurus. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Leave a comment so you go in the draw for that free personal reading. And I will see you all again soon.